Well, we're going to go ahead and get started, folks. Thank you for being here. Good afternoon. Welcome to the 42nd CALLERLAB Convention in Springfield, Missouri. Today is March 31st, 2015, and this is two-couple functionality. My name is Jack O'Leary. I'm your moderator, and our panelist today is Bob Riggs from Colorado. Just a reminder, if you do have a question at any point in the session, please use a microphone. We'll get it to you so that your question and answer can be heard on the I always call it a tape. It's not a tape anymore, but you know what I mean, for the recording. We're going to talk a little bit about dancing two couples and maybe some other things. And I don't know whether that's out of necessity these days or just for something different to do. It has benefits for both. How many times have we gotten to a dance and maybe the weather's not been very good and we have 6 couples on the floor? Or maybe we have 4 couples. Well, there's a square, but what about the other 2 couples? So what we're going to do today is to show you how you can become creative and entertain your dancers and continue to make it fun, because that's what we're all about. Bob, I think, would you like to kick it off? And all right, I appreciate that. And then I'll have a couple of things to do, and we'll just go back and forth.
All right. So the first thing we have to realize when we're dealing with this situation is that unless it's a very odd situation, we always have 2 couples. We may have 2, 4, 6, 8, or more. And if you think about it, if you say head step into the center and face your corner, you have 2 couples, right? And from that point on, you're dancing 2 couples. I just got done dancing some very complicated 2-couple stuff to Lee Cotman. And my brain's a little fried. So anyway, but the simplicity of 2 couples, and when you look at the handout, which is on your thumb drive, there's a discussion in there about the setup for 2-couple dancing. And when I look at this setup, and I'm using this because you're going to hear about it when you look at it, is you need 2 couples facing. Now, I typically, if I'm going to have a whole floor of people do 2-couple, I'll say, let's have everybody make themselves head couples of a set. So 1 and 3, effectively, in a minute. And then we talk about, well, there's some special considerations. You need to remind dancers that the calls have definitions, and that we're going to try to dance everything by the definition. And when you do that, you have to say, okay, right and left grand has how many hands? 4. Twice. How many shoulders do you pass on a weave the ring? 4. All right. So you have to, and this is the way I do this. I do it as if the definitions in the book were the ones I'm using, and therefore I have to follow all of the rules. Some people would say, well, why do that? Because I'm entertaining people. That's why I do it. So then you look at the calls. Well, what calls can't be done in 2 couples? And the list I have here is spin chain through, 8 chain through, extend, because we don't have a quarter tag and we're not including plus at the moment, double pass through, there's a couple of oddities here, trade by, see that one, circulate in the sense of all 8 or couples, or what we would typically think of a single file circulating a column, or a split circulate. You have to think about any circulate not done in a box, because you really don't have anything but a box. All right? You can't do Ferris wheel, and you can't do pass to the center. Now, I'm not talking about do you have phantoms or do you have any of the other possible things about imaginary people and so on and so forth. I'm talking about real people doing real definitions. That's really the whole list. Everything else out of our mainstream program you can do. Now, there's a collection of calls that I say can be done with an extra term or direction specification. And I say that because, for example, circle to a line. Can you do that? You can if you say number 1 gent break or something like that. Dive through. You can if you can create the situation where you say one's dive through, three's arch, one's dive through. You can do it. Cloverleaf, in the sense of if you tell them which direction to turn. And we'll demonstrate this in a little bit. If you say, have a two-faced line, and you say tag the line to the left of cloverleaf, you can do it, right? If you say pass through and cloverleaf, you can do it, right? Now, can you do a centers in? You can't really do a centers in, but you could, if you were asymmetric, do a trailers in. And we'll show you that, a little bit of that. So these are just some examples. As a caller doing two couple, you need to be able to be prepared to add complexity through normal symmetric things like add lefts, do it half sashayed, out of the normal standard positions. Look at left, include things like left pass through. You can do it. Left tag the line. You can do it. Is it on our list? Not really. Is it doable? The answers will do it every hour of every day. They succeed at this. So asymmetric choreography also becomes an important tool here, because you can say couple number 1 half sachet. Now you've got a different formation and a different thing. Now you have to follow the rules, and we'll do some of this in a minute. First couple split number 3 couple, or ladies split gents, or gents split ladies, depending on the formation that you've created. So these are just some mental images I want to put in your head, and then I want to show you some of this. We'll do some sample choreography. The other key is, so if you've lined people up as head couples 1 and 3, now if you were to turn them and you were to say, okay, let's put them in a circle around the hall, in a Sicilian circle. So we've got 2 couples, 2 couples, 2 couples, 2 couples around the hall. You can also do it in a line, and we're going to actually do that in a little bit here. You can have 2 couples here, and 2 couples here, and 2 couples here, and 2 couples here. That would be typically thought of as a Sicilian circle. If you look at it another way, it's a contra line. I know square dance callers don't understand contra lines, but they understand Sicilian circles, and the only difference between the two is one is continuous and the other has an end. It's really the only difference between a contra line and a Sicilian circle. Can we get 2 couples? All right. And why don't you line up as heads just so that everybody can see? It doesn't really matter, but my brain, I tell people that the little guy in my head is the number 1 guy. And if he gets lost, then we're all lost. Make it simple. All right, so let's do this. Do a right and left through. Veer to the left. Chain down the line. Flutter wheel. Sweep a quarter. Sweep another quarter. Sweep another quarter. You're home. we're creating entertainment, right? Everybody, what everybody says about two couple dancing, well, it's got to be boring. Join hands, circle left. Circle to the right. This is first night stuff. Star right. Oh, this is the washing machine. Back by the left. Oh, we're definitely washing machine now. Home, stop. All right, so there's where everybody thinks that choreography in two couples ends. Because you can't do anything else, can you? Pass through. Partner trade. Reverse the flutter wheel. Pass the ocean. Slide through. Slide through. Circle left. Alaman left to an Alaman thar. Right. Left. Men back in, make a backup star. It can be a wrist, a hands up, grip like that. Okay. Slip the clutch. Skip partner. Skip other. Skip partner. Alaman left corner. Right and left grand. How many hands? Promenade. I don't know. We'll ship Oz back to San Francisco. So you understand a little bit about the nature of it. Now I want to show you something. Do an Alaman left to an Alamo style. Now there are groups that do performances, and this is called a do-si ballonette. And if you're facing out, you balance out, and you're facing in, you balance forward. So you balance forward, you balance and back, and turn by the right half. Got new people facing in, new people facing out. Balance, go. Boys run right. Alaman left. Promenade, short. So if you're a caller and you're practicing your sight calling, if you say heads lead to the right and you've got two couples, all right? So as you're thinking about practicing your isolated sight or your whatever kind of calling you do, you can do a lot of really cool things in this. Square through 4. Do a partner trade. Pass the ocean. Ladies trade. Swing through. Men run. Bend the line. Slide through. Pass through. Partner trade. They got lots of dancing. Now the biggest challenge with two couple dancing is that no one's resting, because everyone's dancing all the time. So be aware of that, all right? Veer to the left. Girls hinge. Boys trade. Girls, you hinge, you're still hanging on to each other. Girls hinge. Do a half a circuit or a half a trade. Bend the line. So you can begin to get pretty interesting and odd and so on. All right. Pass the ocean. Boys cross fold. Girls trade. Extend. Girls run. Bend the line. Star through. Adjust. Partner trade. He's just trying to be specific here. Pass through. Boys run around the girls. Do a box circulate. Do a single hinge in the ladies trade and recycle. Square through 3. Courtesy turn. Ladies lead Dixie style to an ocean wave. Boys cross fold and slide through. See how all this works together? Are you being entertained? Is this doing anything for you? You're surprised? All right, pass the ocean. Ladies trade, recycle. Veer to the left, wheel and deal, sweep a quarter, and you're home. All right, I want to do one more thing, and then I'm going to let Jack talk a little bit. Do a right and left through. Veer to the left. Tag the line to the left cloverleaf. Ladies in the lead. Ladies lead Dixie style to an ocean wave. You see that? All right. We're going to give them a little challenge here. Recycle. Slide through. Wasn't that cool? Didn't that get them someplace? All right. Just because for time, 3's arch, 1's dive through. Do a trailers in. Cast off 3/4 because we'll just do that. Do a star through. Do a trailers in. Centers fold. Touch a quarter. Box circulate. Girls run. Cloverleaf. You don't have any space to do it, but all right. Centers pass through and touch a quarter. Centers trade. Ladies trade. Men trade. Centers trade. Men run. Wheel and deal. It's hard on the two of the dancers. Shouldn't do that. All right. Zoom. Leaders California twirl. Slide through. You're done. All right. So turn this 90 degrees so you're facing a side wall. Can I get 2 more couples just quickly? I think we got them. All right, go ahead. Come on up here a second. What? Yeah. All right. So you guys wait them out at normal couple. Okay. So if you're in a Sicilian circle, or if you only have this many people, everybody pass through. If you can, do a right and left through. If you can, veer to the left, veer to the right. Those facing out, partner trade. Everybody do a right and left through. Pass the ocean. Let's see if I can keep partners together. Swing through. I didn't say anything about grand. Boys, run around that girl. Wheel and deal. Slide through. Pass through. Right and left through. Flutter wheel. Outside's partner trade. Pass through. Trade by. Right and left through. Let's see if I can get her partner back. Notice that partners moved a long ways away. Ellen's over here. David's over there. All right. That's okay. You get to bring them back. In a Sicilian circle where you have a circular room, you can work people in both directions, right? Pass through. Trade by. Slide through. Outside's partner trade. All right. Could it set this up to say you automatically do that? Anytime you hit a wall, automatically partner trade. All right. Let's see here. Who started with who? All right. All right. In the those who can do a right and left through. Flutter wheel. Sweep a quarter. Right and left through. Pass through. Slide through. Those on the outside partner trade. All right, so you can play around with this ad nauseum. And Dave is looking for a partner again. He's lost her way down over here. Okay. Star through. Pass through. Slide through. On the outside, partner trade. Those in the center, circle 4 3/4. Veer to the left. Wheel and deal. Pass through. Circle 3/4. All right. So, actually, I should have had you only go half, but anyway. So you get the point that what you can do here is move people around. And you can build patterns that are like singing call patterns. All right. Do this. Do a square through 4. Do a do-sa-do. Make a wave outside's partner trade. Ladies trade. Swing through. Boys run. Bend the line. Slide through. Alaman left. Come back one spot. Those on the outside do a half sachet over here. Star through with somebody. Oh, you guys did something extra here. Okay. The two on my right do a California twirl. Let's see if I can get you guys do a star through because you did something extra. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to this as the fact that was actually from the square through to the Alaman left was a singing call figure. Okay, was a regular older corner progression, and you theoretically could have changed partners there. I don't recommend it, but you could do it. All right. Does this make any sense in your world? Could you do something with this? I find myself in situations where I've had as few as 2 couples, and I did a 2-hour dance playing with a variety of these things. I've done classes where I've taught with 3 couples, and that's really hard. I've had classes with 10 to 20, and I want to teach square dance figures that require 2 couples. And there's a whole lot of them, as you can tell. If you look at the list and take out the ones I have on here that you can't do or that need extra help, you will find that you can do lots of things. You can do the flutter wheels and the ladies' chains and square throughs. When I teach square through, I teach it this way. Square through one hand. You turn back. Square through one hand. You turn back. Square through 2 hands. You turn back. Now, I've already talked about the fact that they're going to be facing either their partner or their opposite, somebody in their foursome. Always. There's only 4 people there, and you're always going to be facing either the person in front of you or the person beside you. Okay? Square through 2 hands. You can go around the circle either direction. Doesn't matter who. Do you turn back? Square through 3 hands. Once you do a little exercise with this, they definitely have this. Do a U-turn back. This time start with your left hand. Do a left square through 3 hands. All right, the concept's the same. Nothing's unusual. Do a U-turn back. Square through 4 hands. Face in. Now I want you to notice that I taught both directions simultaneously. I taught the normal way and the unusual way at the same time because the concept was the same. They don't, after they graduate from any kind of class, they don't get to dance the other side very often because we're very boring in the choreography, we call. All right, and I teach left and right hands sooner than later as well because it's not really any different. It's just the hand. So you can go on and take every call. Okay, do a roll away. How many parts to a Pass the Ocean? 3. Okay. Pass, face, touch. Okay. Pass the ocean. Pass, face, touch. Once you've taught it that way in a 2-couple set, what else do you need? All right. Just as an example here, you're in a right-handed ocean wave, but the men are in the middle. Swing through. Thank you, guys. All right, recycle. So we haven't, passed through, trade by. We can easily, if I have a dancer that is challenged by the floor, somebody who's not doing very well, I can say, flutter wheel. Pass through. trade by. I've taken her away from her partner. It's my wife I'm looking at. And I can go, okay, I can put him over here with some stronger dancers, and then let's dance a little bit, and we'll do something, and then I can bring her back. And so she starts out dancing with her partner thinking everything's great. We take her from a weaker group and put her in a stronger group. Do a right and left through. Pass through. Trade by. Man, I still left her away from her. What happened here? Veer to the left. Now, in a Sicilian circle like this, can I do a Ferris wheel? The end people, if I had a continuous circle, the end people there wouldn't be any end people, but they'd all be centers, and there's always diagonal to the right, right? Ferris wheel. Now, some people would say, no. It follows the definition, doesn't it? All right. Okay, that's my wife talking.
There's a large rabbit that nobody can see, too.
All right. Centers pass through. Everybody pass through. Trade by when you can. All right. Pass the ocean. I have a big ocean wave, right? Be a whole huge circular ocean wave. If you get a chance to do two-couple dancing or Sicilian circle dancing in a big circle, let's see, do a recycle. See if I can get myself back to where I want to be. All right, pass the ocean. Ladies, circulate. Is that? And if you were in a circle, you'd actually be going around, all the way around. There would be no end. If you're in this kind of a wave, okay, so you can turn the corner. All right, centers trade. Recycle. Right and left through. I can dance these guys all day. I'm having fun with this. All right, pass through. Centers star through. Outside's partner trade. I got them back. Lead to the right. Can I do that? All right, so I can do all this in a Sicilian circle because even the lead to the right. Did you understand where the right was? They went a quarter to the right. So it's all legal. We get ourselves trapped in a lot of these kinds of things. Anyway, I think that's enough for me at the moment, but thank you very much, dancers. Jack may want you back, but there's some concepts. Yes, Oz.
Oz, Silicon Valley, you said that double pass through was not one that you could do, and I would like a little bit of an explanation of that, because I've certainly done it in the past.
Well, in theory, because you don't have two couples, passing two couples, the only place where it might apply is in that tag kind of formation where you have a line of four. And, well, you'd have a leader and a follower, and you could theoretically do a double pass through from that. It's a stretch.
Well, the reason I was thinking about this recently is because I was doing spin the top and roll.
All right, if you bring in plus and you get yourself in that formation, the answer would be yes, you can do it from there. It's a single track concept there, and yes, you could do it from there. I think when I was writing this, I was going more simplistic than that.
and that's my take on two-couple dancing. I primarily use this in lessons. Once in a great while at a club dance, I'll get them up into two-couple formation, and I try to have some fun with it. But I don't know if you noticed when Bob was taking him through, could you see the patterns unfolding? He didn't have any prescribed method that he was trying to achieve. He was kind of sight calling, wouldn't you say? Yeah. And so two-couple dancing is a great tool for us as callers to help with sight calling. And you've got 4 people to watch instead of 8. And I think that's an excellent teaching moment for us. I wanted to talk a little bit about music. And you can use any kind of music that you want as long as it has a good 8 count to it. Okay, that's more of a modern sound, I would say. One of the other things that two-couple dancing helps you with and helps you dancers with is that timing issue. And now, we didn't have dancers dancing to music necessarily in the last session, but if we could get two couples back up, any two couples? Two and a half, yeah. Yeah. Would you please line up as head couples for me, please? All right. Because I'm the same way as Bob. I'm looking at that man's back, and he's got to be number 1. All right. Okay. All right. So we'll just do a little dancing to music here, two-couple style. Go forward and back. Square through to 4. Do a U-turn back. Thank you. Star through. Partner trade. Pass the ocean. Recycle. Sweep a quarter. And a quarter more. And a quarter less. Alright. Head ladies chain. Chain them back. Good. Join your hands, circle. Either way you want, that's right. The other way back. Here's something I've used just to get a little fun going. Head ladies chain. Head couple do a right on left through. Head ladies chain back. Head couple do a right on left through. Flutter wheel. Star through. Side couples forward and back. Side ladies chain. Flutter wheel. Sweep. And a right and left through. Square through 4. We're facing out. What can I do to get them back to a normal couple? What do you think? Wheel around? Wheel around. But now they're not home, are they? How can I get them back home with their partner? Star through. Go ahead. And a right and a left through. Okay. Swing through. Spin your top. Step through the wave. Partner trade and roll to face. Step to a wave. Boys trade. Boys run. Half tag. Scoot back. Ladies run around the men. U-turn back. Slide through. You're home. Heads. Pass the ocean. Swing through. Swing through again. Swing through one more time, please. Yeah, thank you. That's a triple swing through. Centers run around the ends. What I'm trying to do is not have my music run out, but that's all right. All right. Bend your lines. And a right and left through. And a flutter wheel. Sweep quarter. Quarter more. Bow to your partner. Bow to the other lady. Give them a hand. They did a good job. Okay. So after, you guys can sit down. Thank you. After a few lessons, you noticed I had them all doing the heads part, and then I got them to the side positions and just said, sides, go forward. And they thought, oh, yeah, we're sides now, because new dancers get a kick out of that. But anyway, so that was just a hoedown. You can use traditional music. Some callers like to use that. Contra music is good. You can even use some of the real modern music, as long as it's got that steady beat, because you want to have them dancing in time with that wind in the face kind of thing. Okay. All right. What questions do you have for either one of us on the? Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, Lynn Webster from Prior Lake, Minnesota. My question to you guys is, do you ever insert phantoms? Like with the phantoms you are facing square through 3, with the phantoms that are in the middle, do your part of ping pong circulate? Do you ever insert phantoms in there? Or both?
I would say the answer to the question is no. And the reason is first of all, I'm not a challenge level caller, and so those concepts are not, keeping it easy. I would say also, this is really focused on stuff that they know and an experience of entertainment. And I think I'm more into the flow of the dance and the music and getting them through the pattern. And there are a whole gob of Sicilian circle style dances, which are like singing call figures. They're 64 counts in length, and they go through a pattern. I've written a couple, and I've picked up a few from various places. And it's more about the flow of the dance and the energy of the dance and the dancing with different people than it is about complex choreography.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. Again, a tool for me for teaching new dancers particularly. But like anything in modern Western square dancing, you can pretty much go anywhere you want as long as you're doing it legally. And, phantom stuff, that's fine if you want to do it at that level. I just don't happen to do it that way. But thanks for the question.
Yeah, what is the Sicilian circle? Oh, Don Webster from Prior Lake Ground Dance.
So we had two couples facing two couples up here, and then you were behind it. If we continued the two couple all the way around the room in a big circle, then you would have two couples. You would have be doing two couple dancing all the way around the hall. And if you said pass through, onto the next, pass through, onto the next, pass through, onto the next. So every time you do some sequence, you can say you can either take the partner with you onto the next, or you can leave them behind and come back for them later. It's a great teaching tool in that if you have a husband and wife, or one of them is having a difficulty, you can take them away from each other. If they came in the hall mad at each other, you can let them circle up together. You can take them away and do all the teaching with them separate, and bring them back later to end the set. It's a great teaching tool in that concept, because when they get back, they're usually going to be more happier with each other.
If you teach round dancing, you know what he means. I think all of the handouts are on the thumb drive. But I did make some copies of a handout, and I've got a simple Sicilian circle dance on here. So please feel free to take one on your way out. It's a great, this little one is a great mixer if you want to make it a mixer. But even if you don't change partners all the way around, you're still visiting other couples all the way around the circle. And so that's kind of fun too.
So the getting in and out of asymmetric choreography, if you're going to use that, you have to do it carefully. And there are some different terms that you have to use there, because you're going to have to say 3's arch, 1's dive through, or you're going to have to do a, 1's do a center's in between the 3's, or things of that nature. Those can all be done, but you have to be very careful and plan your words carefully as you do them. You will find some interesting things. You can do a tag the line of 4 all facing the same direction and all say face the caller or face away. You can do things like that. You can create left-handed waves and right-handed waves and everything you want out of that formation. So that's the key. And you go, okay, how do I use this? Well, if you're in the middle of a dance and you have 7 couples, get at least 6 of them dancing. That's the important thing. And you can do that pretty easily. How many people do rectangular formations? Okay, what is a rectangular formation in reality? It's, I understand, it's 6 couple rectangular, but if you adjust it just slightly, it's 3 2 couple things. Okay? And if you think about that just a little bit, you can get yourself in and out of it. If you've done 6 couple rectangular, there's some secrets about getting out of it and what not to do. And if 6 couple is quite different than 2 couple, but I do a lot of 6 couple dancing because for some reason I end up with 6 couples way too often. And a 6 couple rectangular singing call where they change partners is fun. And after you do it a little bit, it's fun for you too. So what do you do when you have 7 couples in the hall? Besides do something like 6 couple or do 2 couple. We're not doing challenge dances.
Hectagon.
So what do you guys do when you gals and gals do when you have 6 couples? You have 3 couples sit out? Rotate in and out? All right. Yeah. That's that's almost a contra line scenario where you can move people in and out on either end. And the advantage of that is you can do the 2 couple choreography in that context. And I think that's an important thing from a teaching tool. You're really understanding your 2 couple choreography, and that would be the thing we would most want you to get out of this session, is that there's a ton of stuff you can do that's entertaining in 2 couple choreography. That's, I think, what Jack and I would say most. And you can do it to, I wrote a dance called Dip and Dive for Jillian. And it's in the handout, and what it is basically you define 1s and 2s around the circle of couples facing couples. How much time we got?
We're doing good. 15 minutes.
Can I get at least 4 couples up here? If there's more than that, we can go with that. We got plenty of room up here. Couple facing couple across the hall. Across the hall. This way. Across the hall. Across the hall. As if you're sides. All right. Well, I think this is one side, that's the other, so this must be across.
East-west. That's north-south.
That's north-south. Sorry. Anyway. So, if you imagine that you have a big circle of folks that circles all the way around the chairs, and the chairs are in what a couple of people refer to as the grand center of the hall. Okay, those people with their left shoulder toward the grand center of the hall, you're number 1s. Those who have their right shoulder toward the grand center of the hall. And if you have a whole hall of people, this works really cool. All right. So if I said 2s arch, 1s dive, you would know what to do, right? Now the 1s arch and the 2s dive. Now, in theory, don't go any further, because in theory you would just keep going. Now, what happened was you turned around and now you had to change your number. In a real Sicilian circle, you wouldn't change your number. Okay, you would just be continuous. And so ones would always be ones and twos would always be twos. The key here is that in dip and dive for Jillian, the twos are arching, ones are diving, ones are arching, twos are diving, and you do 4 of them. There are a huge number of people that love diving figures, and so it works out really well. Star right, star left, back to place. Ladies, do-sa-do. Men, do-sa-do. Circle 4, left and right. Twos arch, ones dive. Ones arch, twos dive. And you're done. All right. So if we could show you that with a continuous circle, you would see that you would actually do that 4 times. And that becomes a little singing call figure kind of choreography. It's very much like a contra piece of choreography. It's just circular. And I wrote this for a 16-year-old girl who was having a party. And she said, I want to dip and dive. She didn't know what it was because she wasn't a dancer. But she wanted this, and so I wrote it. And there's a bunch of other things. The other thing you can do is stars. And there's the other one that's in the handout that you'll see on the flash drive is what's called a grand star circle. And it's like a right and left grand where every star turns half. And if you have any questions about it when you look at it, you put it in a big grand circle, you're going to be moving 4 couples down the line in opposite directions, and it's fast. And it's really fun. Anyway, thank you, dancers. Jack, you got anything else? Any questions? Any interest? Would you guys use this? Any of this information? Please feel free to call either of us if you go, how do you do this? Because we'd be more than happy to. I don't use it all the time, but I do a dance about twice a year. It's called a no square square dance. And in that, I do 2 couple dancing, 3 couple dancing, 5 couple dancing, 6 couple dancing, Sicilian circles, and contra lines. I don't ever go in. If I do squares, it's tandem, inside outside. So that's it. I just have to be a little crazy. People ask me to be. Question: can you come up and get the microphone?
Barry Hendricks from Arlington, Texas. Do you use Levi Jackson rag for the 5 couple?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I do Levi Jackson rows.
Levi, how do you change that?
Well, it's a different figure, and it's done to a contra tune called October Rose.
Okay.
And not really. It's on a different thing.
What?
But it's a completely different figure.
Yeah. Does it move as quickly?
It's even quicker.
Okay. Oh, ooh. It's for young people then.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
If we get 5 couples, we got enough time we could show you how it goes. Can I get 5 couples in a circle? I need 5 real ladies if I can get them.
Real ladies.
All right, in a circle. All right. So, first of all, you know who your corner is. Know who your current partner is. Do an Alaman left your corner. Turn your partner right all the way around until the men are in the middle, and men make a left-hand star. Don't let go of the girls. All right, balance toward your partner, toward the middle. Men star left, ladies wrong way promenade, till you find the same girl, swing her. All right, men face in. Ladies are going to roll behind him. Men are going to reach up and make arches with your hands. All hands up. Ladies, roll behind the man you were with. Go in the tunnel to his left. Out the next tunnel to the left. In the next tunnel to the right. Join hands and circle left one spot. Boys, don't let it come down yet. Girls back out. Men roll over the hands in front of them. Everybody put your right foot in and buzz step to the right or to the left. Yeah. Alaman left. It starts all over again. Turn the new lady by the right. Men go in, make a star. There you go. Balance toward the partner. Men star left. Ladies go around the outside. Look for that same gentleman, ladies. Swing him. Men make the arches. Ladies go in to the one to the left of that man, the one you were with. Ooh. Don't hurt anybody. All right, we're going to just walk this through once. In the next, circle left one spot. One lady per arch.
Yes.
Ladies back out. Too far. All right. Men's hands down in front of them. Ladies, you need to be between two guys. All right, that's enough. Break it up. So, in 5 minutes, that one is tough to teach, but that's the figure. It is a lot of fun to do, and it's another 5-couple dance. So there's Levi Jackson Rose and Levi Jackson Rag, and as 5-couple dances. There's some dances that are done with 5 people, 7 people, 5 couples. There's a whole bunch of variations on this stuff that we get to play with every once in a while.
Where can they get music for that? Is that through Palomino or?
Well, like October Rose is on the Contratunes CD from the Lloyd Shaw Foundation.
Okay.
Levi Jackson Rag is from the Lloyd Shaw Foundation in their regular music. It goes on and on. My email is active, and I'd be more than happy to answer questions. If you want to know where to get something, if it's available, I'll tell you. I'm not sure that everything I use is available because I've been around a while.
All right. We have a question over here.
Andrith Davis from Salida, Colorado. You asked what the audience does with 7 couples. What do you do?
With 7 couples?
Uh-huh.
I usually will do, depends on where I am, whether it's an entertainment mode, like a dance, or whether it's a class. With 7, I will probably dance rectangular 6 and substitute in where needed the 7th. If it's 5, I will set up a square and I will put a couple behind number 2. And at every time they get back home from a sequence of dancing, I will tell people, if you look behind you and there's somebody behind you, you move to stand behind the couple on your right because they're going to step into your spot. So if I do an Alaman left and promenade home, somebody better be moving on, somebody's stepping in. That's the best way to take 5 couples and give them all. They're seldom out more than 45 seconds to a minute in a normal piece of even pattern choreography because the sequences aren't that long. So that's a way. I've been known to set up, if I have 6, and it's an entertainment situation, not a class situation, because I wouldn't do this to new students. I will set up 3s, triangles, and do triangle dancing. And triangle dancing is a ton of fun, and it's an entertainment situation, but not a class situation, because they have to know how to do it in 2 couples before they can possibly know how to do triangles. And if you've never seen triangles, we're not going to do it now.
That's a good thing. That reminds me of when I was stationed in the service. I was in North Dakota and scheduled to do a dance. I got there, but it started snowing. And at 8 o'clock, when we were supposed to start, there was 1 couple in the hall. At 8:05, there were 2 couples in the hall. At 8:10, there were 3 couples in the hall, and that was it. So we either had the choice of canceling and sending everybody back out in the snow, or dance 3 couples. And I don't know how to call 3-couple dancing. I've never been trained to do that, but we did it. And we did something, and we kept them moving. And if one couple wanted to sit out, we had 2 couples. So you have to just make do with what you have and what you know.
Yeah, this was all about 2-couple, and there's all this other stuff you can do. But the key is to entertain, and whether it's 2 couples or more, how do you entertain? That becomes the question. And if you're trying to teach, the whole nest concept is about things that can be done in terms of 2 people, 2 couples, or whole squares. So as you're teaching, the nest method of teaching has a bunch of this stuff built into it. It's 2-couple dancing to a large extent. I carry it to the sense of entertainment versus just teaching, but you can do it. All right?
Well, if there's no other questions, we want to thank you for attending and participating. Hope you got a little something out of this. Nice hand for Bob Riggs.
Nice hand for Jack O'Leary. I have 2 handouts up here, which anybody can have if they'd like them.